And we welcome you to the Giants Blue-White Scrimmage presented by Quest Diagnostics. From MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Giants will go head-to-head in the Blue-White Scrimmage.
Giants on three. 1, 2, 3. Giants.
And we're here in the Hackensack Meridian Health broadcast booth, the official hometown hospital of the New York Giants. I'm Bob Papa. This would normally be week 3 of the preseason. That's the final dress rehearsal. But with COVID-19, all preseason games wiped out. But Giants head coach Joe Judge wanted to put his team under the lights this evening and see that competitive nature. We'll be joined by Giants head coach Joe Judge momentarily. Plus, we'll hear from Bruce Beck, who interviews Dave Gettleman, Chris Pettit, and we'll hear from Sean O'Hara as well. But I'd like to welcome in two-time Super Bowl champion Carl Banks. And Carl, this is an exciting night for Joe Judge and his staff. What are you looking forward to tonight the most?
Honestly, Bob, everything. I mean, this is a new staff, new coaching, new system. We know some of the names on this staff, like Jason Garrett and what he's done with the talent at his former team. Now we want to see what he has planned for the players on this offense, this skill set. Defensively, a lot of new faces there on the outside. Bradbury, you've got Blake Martinez, who's upgraded the linebacker position. But quite frankly, we want to see how they function within a Patrick Graham system. So this is all new to us as well as it is to the fans.
And Carl, obviously Daniel Jones has come in. He's physically stronger. He looks in command, and it's now his team, isn't it?
It really is his team, Bob. And the good part of it is that he had the valuable experience last year and played at a high NFL level. So he had the offseason to digest that. Now he can step into a role of leadership. It's his team. He knows it. He's proven it. And there's nothing that prohibits him for being the leader of this team.
All right, if you're going to have a scrimmage, offense versus defense, and you want to keep it competitive, you got to keep score. So here's the scoring system that Coach Judge came up with. Obviously, touchdowns are worth 6 points, a field goal is worth 3, and so on and so forth. But the defense has been incentivized. 12 points if you score a defensive touchdown, 3 and outs are worth 3, turnovers are 3. They're trying to hit all of those marks tonight. And we're joined by the head coach of the New York Giants, Joe Judge. And, Coach, we just took a look at the scoring system that you've laid out for tonight's blue-white scrimmage. Talk about that and the reason why you want an added level of competition.
Well, you know what? We just wanted to find a way that we had offense, defense separated, that the defense knew there was a way that they could score points and to actually win the game. We're keeping this competitive. We get some prizes in-house for the guys, make sure the winner gets something. You know, obviously the loser's not going to get it as good. But we went ahead and segmented out the points we thought was fair.
Coach, as the first-time head coach and you got this new group, what are the challenges for you? What are you looking to achieve personally as a head coach here in terms of organization and things of that nature?
Are you talking about directly tonight?
Yes.
Well, the biggest thing is operation as a staff on a game day. You know, this is the first time we've all worked together. So the communication from the booth to the sideline with the coaches, that's critical for us to figure out tonight. For the team, we've got to replicate as much of that preseason game feel for them that they can get their bodies used to the flow of what they're going to feel in a couple weeks when we play the Steelers.
Coach, what about managing the intensity level? When you're playing in a preseason game, it's another team. They have their own way of going about business. What's the message been to your team as far as managing that component?
You know, we haven't had any issues with that through all of training camp. So that's not something I'm thinking is going to be any different tonight. These guys get after each other pretty good. They know that they're playing for something, a prize on either side. So we're going to let them go out there and just play ball tonight.
Coach, have you scripted any situational stuff that will challenge both the coaching as they call things under certain circumstances as well as the players?
You know, we're going to try to get things to come up as naturally as they can tonight so the players can just get a feel for the game. However, I'm going to make sure we get a couple situations within the game, whether it comes up naturally, if I have to tell them at the end of the half, throw in a minute 34, back on with 2 timeouts, let's get a 2-minute situation. So there's certain things we want to force the communication between the coaches and the players. Want to stress a little bit of time management as a staff. So we're going to make sure that we don't come out of this game without a few of those situations handled.
Are you eager to see how some of the guys perform, quote-unquote, under the lights in a different setting than some of the normal training camp settings that you've had?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, it's a different setting. These guys have a different feel to it. We've done a lot of walkthroughs in the stadium, but there's definitely a different feel in the building right now. These guys in the locker right now getting loose. You can tell there's a quiet intensity. Guys are kind of in their own routine right now, getting ready for a game. For these young guys, it's their first time getting ready for any kind of competition like this in the National Football League. Obviously, it's different than playing another opponent, but we're going to be our own competition today, inter-squad-wise.
All right, Coach, we appreciate a couple minutes. Should be fun tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
And throughout the course of the evening, we will have Coach Judge mic'd up. You don't want to miss it. Enter the Giants Blue-White Scrimmage Sweepstakes for a chance to win an autographed Saquon Barkley jersey. Visit Giants.com/blue-white for official rules and more.
We as professional athletes understand that it is a privilege to play this game that we love. And with this privilege comes a great responsibility and platform to use our voice to help create and spark change that this world so desperately needs.
On behalf of our players, coaches, the Mara and Tisch families, and the entire New York Giants organization, we would like to say,
together we stand in solidarity against racial injustice.
Together we fight against systemic racism.
Together we are relentless in our pursuit of justice.
Together, we join our hands with our community and take action.
Together, we are unified to bring sustained change.
together we make a difference.
We make a difference.
Welcome back to the Giants Blue-White Scrimmage presented by Quest Diagnostics. Bob Papa along with Carl Banks. And Carl, a powerful message delivered by the Giants and their players as the Giants have partnered with organizations focusing on racial injustice, criminal justice reform, and education. Your thoughts on this team and the way they've handled what's going on in the country right now as a group?
Well, to bring attention to it, and it's very important, and I think this organization and its players have a moral compass, and it's pointed in the right direction to bring about change and to be about the action of change.
And the Giants have split themselves into 9 different teams, and each team has been paired with an organization within the region of the New York metropolitan area. And, Carl, you played for the Giants. You know what giving back means. It's been a mainstay with the Mara family and the Tisch family as far as outreach is concerned, and this only brings added awareness to everything.
Well, it does, and given the circumstances that we face in our society right now, it's amplified, and the Giants will consistently be about the humanity of all.
All right, you got Andrew Thomas at the left guard. Will Hernandez is...
Absolutely. Daniel Jones comes to the line for the first play. Play fake to Barkley and gets tipped by Dexter Lawrence at the line.
Dexter's looking good.
Yeah, I wanted to point that out too. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, he doesn't have a lot of sacks, this, that, and the third." That's not his job. It's to get in the quarterback's face exactly like Leonard Williams did there. That's what looked like led to the tip was Leonard Williams. There was a run play left on the second play. They probably got like 4 yards.
I tell you, Daniel Jones, he's always looking for Slayton too. So people expect Slayton to be the Giants' #1 receiver this year.
I've been saying that. I've been hyping him up all off season like he's gonna have a big year. Jones out of the shotgun, throws right. It looks like Shep. I think that was Shep who made that catch. Yeah, it was Shep running underneath. I've seen a lot of Shep, going deep in practice, but that's his bread and butter. The little 5-yard stick route. Downs was on the coverage.
Yeah, like Downs is a name at linebacker too that's been playing pretty well, man. And he's got good speed. He was right there with Shepard, man. It was a nice throw by Daniel Jones.
Downs out of the backfield. Nice first down.
That's what I mean. That's Deion Lewis right there. That's what he does. Like when we're down, if it's like 3rd and 8, he could run like side to side on the field, catch these little out routes and make a guy miss, which he's done.
Yeah.
He did right there. He broke an ankle right there.
There goes Wayne Gallman. Where was he last year after week 2? I have no idea, but the kid's a game changer. He's just, he gets behind people, he pops out, and he's fast.
Well, you know what? This is a testament to the improved offensive line, too, because they created that hole for him. And anytime the Giants ran up the middle last year, they got stopped immediately. Even Barkley, he was getting stopped left and right. It was very frustrating last year to watch that.
I guess they counted that as a sack because he got touched.
Yeah, they don't want to hurt the guy, but he got in there quick. I mean,
yeah, Lorenzo Carter.
He had a good day yesterday.
He did. He had 4.5 sacks. Then he over the middle. Nope. Speak of the devil, young Slay. On cue. He's gonna have a big year. He's gonna have a big year. I think he's gonna have over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Look at Slayton's route running. I'm telling you, man, he's gonna be better than Julio Jones. He's gonna be better than he's gonna be better than AJ Green. All these guys.
I think they gave him another sack on that one.
Yep, that's Lorenzo again, man. All over the place.
Yep.
Get excited about Lorenzo Carter, fella.
And he's getting there. It's not like he's almost there. He's there.
This is his year. I'm just hoping like no freak injury, no knock on wood. Hopefully none of that happens because this might be his breakout this year.
Golden Tate with a nice little 8-yard reception.
Golden
Tate. Those are the things you got to move. Move the team. Be ahead of the team. Don't be behind them. Can't be 3rd and 9.
Veteran guys, man. These wide receivers, like as long as they stay healthy, that's the question with Tate and Shepard.
Graham Gano on for a field goal. It's good.
Money. Graham Gano, lights out.
Yeah, I love the pickup. Honestly, that
was a smart pickup. I actually prefer him instead of Rojas.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, Rojas had a tough year last year. I don't know exactly what the cause of it was. Was it his mechanics? Was it the long snapper? Was it whatever? But
he was shaky for 3 years, but for 2 years out of the 3. But like he went to Pro Bowl that 1 year when he was on fire. But he was too up and down, and then maybe there's other stuff going on in his life that kind of messed that up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if he buckled both of his chin straps, it might have helped. Who knows?
True.
At the end of the 4th quarter, it's 10-3, and it just started. So I don't even know how that's possible. I didn't even look at the rules in the beginning, to be honest with you. It's rules, and I did not watch not one of them.
Yeah, they put like a little incentive for the defense. They get 12 points for a defensive touchdown, which never happened yesterday. So they just, it's different point system for them to have fun and to, whoever the winning team has like actually nice prizes. Judge said they would have prizes for the winning team. So they kind of made it the scoring system fair.
There you go.
Yeah, and then tonight, like, the Giants, Graham Gano kicks a field goal to win the game for us. So offense probably loved their kicker tonight if they all got TVs and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. They got commercials in this too, which I think is weird, but whatever.
Yeah, why do they have the commercials on it? That's
cool. It makes no sense. You figure to be condensed. I'm fast forwarding, through 4 minutes of commercial. But
yeah, they're showing Joe Judge mic'd up.
Yep. Right in the middle of the offensive huddle.
Take a listen to that. Yeah. Was that Colt McCoy's that rush? That's Colt McCoy.
Yeah, it's Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy, he's been around a long time, man. Another guy, from Texas. Yeah, he's a solid backup to have, man. If anything, God forbid, happened to Daniel Jones this year, he can win some games. I've seen him win games in shitty Washington, so he can make plays.
A little screen pass. I haven't seen that in like 4 years. Saquon Barkley, 19.
That's what I like to see. I like to see these screen passes, man.
Yeah, same. I mean, get your playmakers in the space.
The Giants' offense for the past few years have been too vanilla, man. It was the same thing all the time.
Yep, 100%. It was just the same thing over and over again. You expected it. You knew the play calls before they got called, or and then you're scratching your head like, you were running Saquon Barkley the whole first half. He had like 60 yards, and then he got like 4 carries in the second.
Yeah,
right. It makes no sense. And Jason Garrett, that's his thing, is, pound the rock. You saw in Dallas, run first,
oh yeah,
pass after. But now it looks like Daniel Jones is back in at quarterback and complete to Slayton.
He's always looking for Slayton, even though that pass is on the drone. Always looking for him.
It was good coverage. Who was on the coverage? Was that Bradbury? I was shotgun. A nice block by Thomas. Oh, nice play. Darnay Holmes.
Darnay Holmes is over the field, man. Going against Shepard in that slot right there, bang. Nice pick.
Exactly. Knocking it out of his hands. Because if he doesn't do that, Shep makes that catch 9 out of 10 times.
He's definitely made a name for himself this training camp. Darnay Holmes.
You can tell he's a ball hawk too, just by the way he moves.
Even Grant Haley getting in the mix.
Grant Haley. Ooh, that was ugly, whatever that was. I mean, kind of looked like pass interference on Grant Haley, but
yeah, you're holding him a little bit.
And Daniel Jones gets sacked.
Leonard
Williams.
Yep.
Hopefully, Giants fielders can stop crying about him. He's on the team.
God forbid we give up a third and fifth rounder for a first round number 6 overall draft pick. God forbid.
Yeah, it got old after a while. People say, "Oh, we traded him." Blah, blah, blah. Like it's over. He's on our team now. Like it's done. It's over with.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Golden Tate. Not Golden Tate. That's
it's Coleman.
Corey Coleman.
Fresh
off his ACL injury. It's good to see.
Yeah, man. Before that ACL, he was looking good for the Giants, man. He had rapport with Eli. He was making plays. I'm happy for him, man. He's a nice back shoulder catch too. He had in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could go into that fourth wide receiver spot. So, he could even fill in for like an injury.
Oh, there was that catch you were talking about, Corey Coleman.
Yeah, he's legit, man. People are sleeping on him, but I think our wide receivers and our running backs are okay. Wide receivers just a little fragile with those injuries in the past. That's the only thing I worry about with them.
Graham Gano on for another field goal.
Money, legit, best kicker in the NFL, Graham Gano.
Right down the middle.
So weird seeing this meeting without any fans. Man, it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's really weird. Well, at least that's one less problem we have now is our field goal kicker is no longer an issue anymore. Not worried about him missing, an extra point or whatever. Well, I guess it's halftime now.
Yeah, we could fast forward this.
Yeah, we're going to fast forward through all this. I don't know. It's just good to finally see, football back on. You know what I mean? It's just I can't even explain it. But, I was just so hyped, to watch it, and now that it's finally, we're finally getting to watch it. I'm getting to watch it for the first time. Good stuff. Good stuff.
It's definitely good to be back. I just hopefully the season goes on without any real hitches, and we get to play every game every Sunday. The games don't get impacted, and just enjoy the games, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of what if, that are going into this season, and what if the whole team comes down with COVID? It's a distinct possibility that something like that can happen, and they're taking the precautions. If you watch the first video I think that the Giants put out, showing all the safety measures they're taking, they're going above and beyond, to keep these guys safe and keep everybody healthy. That's the main goal.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of that video, it's something I never saw before, or anybody's really ever seen before this. And just the way they had the meeting rooms laid out, they had the facilities laid out to where nobody was within 6 feet of each other at a certain point. Like, it was very interesting.
Well, I guess that's the new norm, but you know what? It is what it is. Every team's gonna go through it. So as long as, the Giants are smart, maybe they'll come out ahead, man. If they're one of the smart teams, man, it could be very beneficial for a young team like this going forward. All right.
Like the second half started, handoff to Gallman.
Looked like Downs was in on that play again.
Yep.
Linebacker again, man. I think his first name, Devontae Downs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's his name, Devontae Downs. Yep.
Yeah, Wayne Gallman, man. He had a nice day with Cooper Rush in there as quarterback before, throwing like a little side out to a running back that actually could catch the ball. I like that in our offense too, man. Like a running back with a quick little out, not necessarily a screen, just like a quick out by the goal line to catch touchdowns. That's big. So yeah, we got a lot of weapons, man. We definitely got a lot of weapons.
We definitely do. Handoff. That was a nice block by Thomas. It wasn't a very long game, but it was a nice block. The other guys didn't open the hole. He had a nice block, and everybody else did. But
yeah, people, if they have their good moments all together, man, this line could be something, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what everybody's hoping for. That you got the guys of the future. That's finally in '07 when we had those guys. O'Hara, Sneak.
Oh man,
McKenzie. It's like it gives you flashbacks like the good old days. When you didn't have to worry about the quarterback getting killed every other snap.
Absolutely.
But it's like you said earlier. We turned a new leaf, new offensive line. Hopefully, we can produce the same result.
No doubt.
That's the goal. They're just throwing in a lot of interviews and stuff. Wow. And basically, half of this scrimmage got cut out. There's Nick Gates. There's Saquon Barkley. And Fleming. Yeah, this is kind of hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. This isn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the best thing, man. Maybe that's part on the Giants too. They don't want to put the whole scrimmage on tape for another team to watch them, to work on stuff. Maybe they did it on purpose. Like, hey, just I'll give you some of the highlights to put on the television. Maybe they hit some plays. So, we don't know.
Right. Yeah, I was saying that because the scrimmage was Friday. It didn't air till today, and it only aired on the Giants YouTube channel, Giants.com, and NBC4 New York. So the only people that are watching that are Giants fans. You know what I mean? Not like it was a regular preseason game that we could have streamed, on any streaming site online. So I think it was strategically planned like that, not to do it live and only show bits and pieces of it and not show the whole thing. I think that was pre-planned by Joe Judge and the coaching staff beforehand.
I would love to find out how true that is, man, because we believe it because let's face it, man, if they aired the whole scrimmage, the whole practice, why wouldn't everybody on the Pittsburgh Steelers tune in and watch that? They have the ability to go online and watch the whole Giants practice. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm watching their plays. I'm looking at how they're doing things. That's why I said it. We said it. Earlier in this pod. Like it was a very vanilla game plan for the offense. They weren't getting their defense. Giant defense tonight wasn't getting their best performance. Man, this is all premeditated. Believe that.
Yeah, it was scripted 100%. I mean, most of it. I'm sure there was stuff thrown in there on the fly, but Joe Judge again, right in the middle of the huddle.
It looked like Connolly was back playing well on linebacker. He played a lot with the second team defense. I think he's working his way back into being a starter, hopefully, because he
was wearing the red jersey. I was wondering who that was. I was like, why is 58 wearing red? That makes sense.
All over the field, man. Yeah,
Yep.
He with the practice jerseys. See, this guy, Fester, all of a sudden he came in here as one of the running backs. I have no idea who this guy is, but they kept him on the team instead of Javon Leake. And I thought Leak had a great training camp, and even this game, he's running, bouncing to the outside. He looks legit, and they, we're cutting him and keeping this guy in. And I think maybe it has to do something with special teams. Obviously a lot of these guys stick around just for special teams only. That's how they make the team.
Right. That was a nice tackle by Downs right there. Not letting Gallman get any extra yards. He's third tackler.
Been all over the place, man. He's been good, man.
Touchdown out of the backfield, Wayne Gallman.
Wayne Gallman. We're gonna see a lot of him this year, man. He's gonna get his playing time. He's gonna get his shot, man. Let me tell you, Giants, they're gonna be a power run team, man.
Absolutely. Cooper Rush on the touchdown pass.
Cooper Rush, man. I tell you, man, maybe he ends up on the practice squad, but they paid him. Maybe Tanny goes on the practice squad and keep him around. I would expect them to keep McCoy and Cooper Rush, but for some reason, Tanny always seems to make the squad for some strange.
I don't know why.
He must be hilarious or something in the quarterback room, but these guys love this guy, man.
Yeah, they really do. And here's the mention of 07, Sean O'Hara. Just there talking Tanny, speaking of Tanny. He just came in. Nice little toss. That was a nice run.
I would like to get Tanny on a podcast and talk to him. Like, what are you doing over there? Like, I want to know. Like, are you giving guys TVs to hang out? Like, you just keep sticking around, man. Like, they can't get rid of him. It's almost
like Jared Lorenzen. Jared Lorenzen was the Giants' third-string quarterback for years.
Yeah. And he seems like he just, I don't know, man. Maybe he's gonna be a coach one day, or something. Maybe
that was a nice play. He blew that up in the backfield.
Maybe they tried to get rid of Tanny. He just don't leave. They try to give him his yellow papers or walking papers. He just don't go nowhere. He probably just shows up to work the next day.
Yeah, he keeps showing up until his key card doesn't work.
That's it. It's like Office Space right over.
Yeah, end of the third, it's 20-16. Again, I don't even know how the quarters are going at this point. So
they keep saying fourth quarter or some shit.
Yeah, I know. It's really. I don't know why they just don't go 1, 2, 3, 4 like they usually do. But
Corey Coleman, a lot of Corey Coleman in this scrimmage. If you watch it, guys.
Yeah, there was a lot of Corey Coleman. He had a couple nice catches. There's Joe Judge again, coaching up the guys on the sideline. He's coaching up his coaches now, not the players, the coaches.
He's a coach, man. He's out there coaching. He's never silent, man.
Yeah, at any means necessary. Talking to Daniel Jones. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this again with the sound actually on, so I can hear what they're saying.
Yeah. Like I said, it's hard to watch a little bit like this, but you could gain some information by watching it, but not that much.
No, not that much. So it's very minimal information you're going to get out of this. And I think, like I said earlier, that was strategically planned.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
I don't, if that was the case, they would have aired the, it would have been live. And they would have showed the whole thing. But here's Cooper Rush out of the shotgun. I mean, this is the time the young guys got to make some plays. They got to stand out. Incomplete.
Yeah, this is the young guys' chances, man. So hopefully they make the best of it, man. And I'm just hoping the Giants don't make a mistake getting rid of a guy that turns into a stud. You always hate to hear those horror stories where one of you guys you had goes to another team and then they just have a great career. Hopefully, right. Great choices. I think this coaching staff and these talent evaluators, I think they know what they're doing, man. I think we got the right group for the future.
Absolutely. And Ryan Conley had a nice tackle on that last play, too. Good to see him back and healthy. There he is again on the tackle.
Everywhere, man. He's legit, man. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, me too. Me too. He was definitely the lone bright spot of last year, 100%.
Yep.
You know, somebody you can get excited for that wasn't, first or, second round pick. Somebody you root for.
Definitely room for him to be back in the trenches there on defense, man. I want to see him anchor that defense for a while. I think he's got a lot of talent, man.
Yeah, I agree. He's always near the ball. Always.
He's always around the play.
Yeah. First flag of the game, I find that very, very hard to believe. That was the first one, but that's the first one we saw.
Yeah, there could have been a lot more. We don't know.
There probably was. I would imagine. First scrimmage, there's probably for about Riley Dixon on for his first punt. Nice punt.
Yeah, we got good special teams, I think.
Yeah,
Be okay in that area.
yeah, I agree. I think, we got a kicker, we got a punter, we got a new long snapper. Everything that we've seen tonight from the long snapper, everything seems like going well. No issues with the new kicker coming in. So, all positive things. And like I said, you got to take this with a grain of salt because, you're not seeing the whole thing. You're not seeing the whole scrimmage. You're only seeing bits and pieces of what they wanted you to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you can't even really break the tape down because they're only showing you what they want you to see, and you can't see all the other stuff that would make you formulate your opinion,
Right.
about a certain guy.
That's why it's hard. It's hard for the casual fan that just watches the preseason games to have an idea. Now think about like us not being able to watch any preseason games. This is all we got. And then don't forget the beat writers that send us like information in some video. They're not watching the whole practices either. They're just getting like glimpses and hear what other guys got to say. So we can't even use their information as that big of a grain of salt. You got to take that as a grain of salt. So like I say, you just got to hopefully this team, like, they make the right moves. They keep the right guys. They don't release the right guys. And, we just, we got to hope they put it all together, man. And I want to see improvement, like, week to week. I want to see this team grow. I don't want to see them take, steps back. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see them beat themselves with stupid penalties. So I think, like, with Joe Judge making them run laps and everything, it's a good teaching tool. Like, hey, you're going to get punished if you make these mistakes. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
And Graham Gano with the walk-off game winner after a nice catch by Corey Coleman right before that. Blue wins 23-22. Still don't know how we got to that score, not even in the least, but that was hard to watch, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was hard to watch.
That's our Pro Bowl picker right there, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of commercials, dude. Like, for the YouTube video, you figure they would have cut the commercials out.
Yeah, you would have thought.
But, like I said, take all this with a grain of salt. They showed you the bits and pieces that they wanted you to see. I mean, we saw some good things from Corey Coleman. We saw good things from Darnay Holmes. And we saw good things from our new kicker, Graham Gano, making all his field goals. Walk-off game winner. I mean, we saw some good things. I mean, Carter at 4.5 sacks. Like, you weren't seeing that type of production from him last year. 4.5 sacks in one game, I get it, albeit a scrimmage. They blow the whistle as soon as you get to the quarterback and call a sack. But, you know what I mean? Looking at the tape and seeing him as close as he was, like if it was live action, he would have sacked him 100%, no question about it. It's not like he was getting away from that. He was right on top of him.
Yeah, he had a lot of good games last year, and he was getting close last year on a lot of plays. And this year, hopefully, he's putting it all together. I mean, one of those sacks tonight was against a tight end. I don't really put too much stock into that, you know what I mean? But like we said before, the offense was kind of plain, man. It was vanilla, kind of boring, you know. So fans, man, don't worry about the offense. They're gonna come out week 1 against Pittsburgh. They'll be charged up and ready to go. Trust me.
Yeah, 100%. And I talked to somebody about this a couple weeks ago, and they said, the best thing going into week 1 is they have no film on the Giants. All they have is depth chart, who's on the team. That's it. They don't have any formation. They don't have, scheme. They don't have anything to go off of except what Jason Garrett did in Dallas and what Patrick Graham did in Miami and stuff like that. That's all they have to go on. So I think the Giants have a pretty good chance to win week 1. Don't quote me on it. I'm hoping, because we have a brutal schedule. We need to at least go 2-2 those first 4 games. Because if we start 0-4, it's digging yourself out of that hole that gets deeper and deeper and deeper. We remember what it was like a couple years ago, starting off 0-7, and never being able to climb out of it at the end.
Yeah.
But Mike, man, I appreciate it, bro, for coming on. I'm gonna have you on. This was an impromptu episode, still an episode, but I'm gonna have you back on for another episode. I appreciate you coming on, man. Go check out the Giants Brawl. One of the best podcasts out there, 100%. All the guys kill it. Mike, thank you so much for coming on, dude, and we'll do it again soon.
Appreciate you, man. Anytime, man. Go Giants.